president still they talk about high domestic and foreign debts them way he inherit, and the economy way is still they get challenges and try for stabilize. You think say then some of them things they are so supposed for don't they inside this particular New Year message?
Listen, Khadija, like I said, you see that New Year message, it come with uncertainty, it not come with any hope and guarantee. Because the president enter into the office, if you look the manifesto, if you look the midterm report, the midterm and development plan, youth empowerment issues cut across, the policy. But then in end of 2019, with the enter 2020, it tell we clearly, we the people of this country say, still high rate, not other person, but His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, still high rate of youth unemployment. We will all know say before election and all the time then we dey also talk say this na security threat to this country. Even him himself on several radio station and television station by the time in the opposition, he made emphasis on that, and other political party too made emphasis on that, on youth unemployment. And in self we say we got high rate of youth unemployment, then the economy still remain being challenged in this country. So if economy still being remain challenged in this country, we got high rate of youth unemployment in this country, then what is the sanctity there? It is uncertainty.
Okay,
So no hope, so that my emphasis.
Will they come back to you? Abdul Fatoma, Chief Executive for Chadi. In case you just tune in, the program na Good Morning Salon, and today we look at President's bill in New Year message where he make to Salon people them. Well, at the studio now, I want to welcome Imran Sila. We come out from the Strategic Communications Unit. Good morning, Imran, and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Happy New Year, DJ. Fambula on the morning.
And also in the studio, I want to welcome Kamo Kaba. We come out from the main opposition, All People's Congress APC party. Good morning, Mr. Kaba.
Good morning, merry belated Christmas and New Year.
All right, continue for the with the program. Like I'm to you, Imran. You don't listen to waiting Mr. Fatoma from Chadi, don't talk, and himself don't try for analyze the president in his speech. According to his speech, supposed for get hope, but listening to His Excellency, the address the nation, na message of uncertainty. Na igito salon people.
Well, Fambul, let me don't listen to His Excellency in New Year's speech. I don't listen and watch him past 10 10. I don't know which portion of Fatoma happened for just brackets, but if you listen to the full length of which is about 11 minutes, it contains several things there. One, His Excellency the President, they talk about the situation where he inherit, where he come, and within the reality as it is in terms of the debt repayment, both local and foreign debts them. Not going to the actual specific details then in terms of the actual amount, but we all know in 110 billion would they pay just for service the interest to local debts then at this country will not if when they talk about foreign debts and the economic situation, then they will don't talk about times without numbers, and we will continue for the talk about because those are the realities where we get for deal with as a government, and based on which then put faith and trust in His Excellency the President. But within I find for be a disservice completely. There's nothing wrong for be critical, right? And people can be as critical as they want for about every single thing where government they do. But if we can stop for a moment and also acknowledge the things that way to happen, then it will make your criticism very beautiful and even more perfect and understandable. But now there, I think, say the disservice they happen. Because, look, we don't see several efforts. His Excellency the President during his speech say, oh yes, we know say things are challenging, right? We understand that one day. But that cannot be fixed in the short term. Right? We did talk about medium to long term approach for fix some of the things. But what's in the happen in the short term? Is it not true? Madame de Fatoma they say not to true say in 2018 budget 10 to 15% increase there in teacher salary. Is it not true? Now lie government they lie. Where in the budget for 2020 we talk to there's 30% increase in teacher salaries. Is it not true? Say pensioners they don't get 250,000 loans minimum. is it also not true that in the budget for 2020 we don't set aside 100 billion loans, 20 billion of which they start up with the first year in 2020,
Mr. Sila,
and go towards 70% go towards
Mr.
women
Sila,
and 30% for
the
men.
point where people get.
If I just finish, so low acknowledge some of the internet.
Only under small.
Okay.
The point that many times people in the scene like na favor government they do for the people. We rather critical people see and say government for don't do pass and less blame to the past administration.
Now two components of harm. Number one, I not think say less blame supposed for day. I mean, me and you two way at least
at this point.
I'm coming. Me and you two way at least able for sign with signature or a bank, right? Suppose for able for understand the depth of the economic situation where this government inherit and any other government, if not be any other government, being for door inherit, then they not change nothing. Yeah. So low acknowledge that for. Second, yeah, we know they say His Excellency the President is somebody who are very serious and get serious concern for the people of this country. So by any means, none of we comments and statements them, right? From the very top, His Excellency the President, to every single one per week where they go out for say within a government imposition and policies, right, and plans and programs. At any point would I ever suggest saying a favor would you do the people of this country? I hope you understand, right? His Excellency the President feels honored and humbled, right, for being given the mandate for serve the people of this country, right, for a period of 5 years, right? And so we don't take serious, necessary, and deliberate steps and efforts, right, for make sure, say, we deal with the challenges, yeah? And so, now we come back to within the various points then. I don't think, say, that's the only point where you try for allude to. There are several points. So one of the points supposed to be governments don't do A, B, C, D in terms of intervention. I mean, if Fatoma come up from civil society, we don't say we can get to call interventions, not so? Right? In terms of programs, written at the intervention, what's the plan? Written at the outcome. Any efforts done there in terms of interventions, low identify the intervention. I'm happy, Khadija, in 30 seconds, I'm happy for get a debate around within a government interventions, whether it is enough or not enough, right? As a civil society person or as a politician, we come up kababi, we're not supposed to come up with alternatives now. Low debate on within are the alternatives that which will not be for don't suggest government do in the absence of free quality education, paying for every single family across the country, in the absence of paying for parents that will get girl picking that will go study sciences, in the absence of giving minimum pension of 250,000 loans, which will not the profile, right? Low getting real and serious discussions in it, and then I'm happy to talk around the issues.
Mr. Sila, critique them of His Excellency the President's bill in government. One thing from where this New Year speech come out, where they don't they talk about now the issues of all the time where President's bill they address the nation, they talk about challenges they will inherit rather than talking about how he planned for solve the problems.
I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, me don't follow several of His Excellencies in speech them, right? And I should say, media houses then they get invitation to several things that already happen at State House, including the most recent one that shortly before Christmas on the UA group will come and the memorandum of understanding that we will get. So, I mean, not by any means His Excellency the President, they talk, say, oh, inaugural plans, inaugural programs, inaugural policies. I mean, otherwise, for the see a budget every year. Now, because we get plans, programs, and policies, now that make you the see budget every year. Now that make the Minister of Finance, J.J. Safa, go read the budget, right, in Parliament. Second, this is what sets His Excellency the President apart from his predecessor in terms of being President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Time been there now this country where they can talk about austerity, and then on a then PR people and the pass around they talk about rationalization. They begin to use them complex and sophisticated English language then for confuse people in this country. His Excellency the President want to be very honest to the people of this country, because then one of the mandates with them, yeah, you take an oath for serve the people of this country diligently, yeah, and for uphold the Constitution of the Republic. And so in the process you have to be honest. We don't do the honest and sincere thing to the people of this country by saying, yes, we know say challenges there. We understand say challenges there. But then challenges and they're not going to be fixed in the short term. Any attempt, you remember in one video, clip working always circulate on social media. He said, I did not promise, I know things are hard for my people, right? I did not promise simplistic solutions that would only last so long. I promised a total fix, and that would take time. Yeah? Let we continue for go back to some of them things and let Fambul and they understand that
Continue
one.
for the program, Imran Sila from the Strategic Communications Unit. The time for my studio clock now 1 minute past the hour 8 o'clock. We will take this short commercial break. We will come back and continue with the program. Good morning, Salon.
Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office like you not get the account number. Buy Edsalight, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
Continue with the program. Good morning, Salon. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We will bring the program come to you this Friday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Michael Sambula.
We still get them at the studio as we continue for look at His Excellency the President in New Year message to Salon people. Like now to you, Kamokava from the main opposition, All People's Congress APC party. You don't listen to the civil society Abdul Fatoma, and Sef you listen to Imran Sila, we come out from the Strategic Communications Unit and the Ministry of Information and Communication. And I know so you don't listen to His Excellency the President in speech we make to the nation on New Year's Day. From the opposition point of view, waiting on a makeup of His Excellency in speech to Salon people.
Wow. It is a very difficult one. But at least there is some kind of breath of fresh air where the president, for once, this time around, admits that the economy will need be affected by global shocks, Ebola, landslide, etc., etc. That is fair enough. But for continue the blame game, when all of these things are not happening in the last close to 2 years, I think is disservice to the people. Because you cannot go back and say you need debt. From the time we started dealing with IMF, we have been servicing debt through and through. Certain time in our existence in this country, we were so involved with IMF and World Bank that the greatest decline where we economy get and we currency that I can remember as a young man coming up. But for say now, you're not going for people not go for trust or countries not go for trust. When the United States of America begin to fight back about their debt with their indebtation to China, they begin to look at the trade arrangement between them and China. So here we need to be innovative. We need to find ways and means for where we go turn this economy around. You see, it is not the fault of the APC. Forget all of this shock. At the peak of the APC governance, we were talking about the fastest growing economy in the world, and these are natural things that happen to us. We not go buy say let there be global crunch. We not go buy say let there be Ebola. We not go buy say let there be a serious landslide. We hit into the fabric of the economy itself. If that is the case, and then as a matter of fact, going forward, before we even give power, we turn around the economy. The economy was growing at least more than 3%, about 3.7 or 3.6%. So in other words, if the APC had continued on that trajectory, now rise will be for the continue for rise. Because we know all the things that we need to do for let we turn the economy around.
So what's not want to do differently?
Okay. First of all, we encourage business environment very, very much. When this government come, the first way they do, they shock the business community with high taxes, with austerity measures, and so much,
But some of them policy then they now as way according to President Biola Tende for revamp the economy, but the bad economy where it inherits.
Well, it's not by shocking the people that are responsible to grow the economy. So what happen at the end of the day? We see business, then they close, corporations, small businesses, medium business, all are closing. And not only that, on the other hand, instead of them portray a good image of the country, the president and all of his zealous, they were talking about how bad corruption is here, how bad the people are in Sierra Leone, how dangerous it is to do business in Sierra Leone. They hype up this kind of rhetorics all over the world. Any side they go, they know they try for lorry investors into the country.
You they talk about businesses we close, Mr. Kaba, but in the speech of His Excellency, in as much as you say businesses then close, but His Excellency states clear say they be able for increase in revenue generation.
We increasing in I tell you, say they shock the business community. Now, increasing revenue generation, if that, let us at least take it for a moment that that is true. But you know what? What in the happen? In spite of all the
increase
hold on, let us say for a moment that it increased. But what in the happen? When we come into power at a time when the opposition opposed me for the GST 15% tax, we fought hard and explained to them and engaged them. We get over that. But what we've been to do the 15% taxes? We've been to tar all the city roads and township roads around the country without debt. That is using the taxation. But now this taxation that they are talking about, it don't increase, but we are seeing nothing. The only thing we they see now this highly polluted free education where I believe say it is now implemented dismally. So in other words, you are collecting the high income and then with the look back, we know they see what you do with the money. Where is the money?
But don't they hear officials and from the Ministry of Finance they come here so and they say His Excellency the President in government mostly they run on the domestic revenue when they get that from taxes. But you say we not they see nothing. So how presidents being
but what even they run? Even the salaries they are not meeting the salary demands. The wage bill they are not meeting properly, and then all of the projects then where we left, they don't abandon all. Only few that are going on. So I think it is the greatest deception of all time by a sitting president for use them kind rhetorics than they for the people in the New Year's time when it be supposed to come with words of courage. They make at least again kudos for the acceptance that our economy was shocked seriously, and that but this trajectory where it meet the economy on, if they mean do at least they may come, they may engage. Look at Imran saying that the opposition now supposed to come up with alternatives. Opposition would have shocked so hard. They distance the opposition in a way that we have no say in government right now. We are even afraid of these people. That's what
I just say. I not say for come up with alternatives.
No, you say alternative.
I say
yes.
If una dey criticize,
yes,
which is
okay, we are
that is what makes you that is what makes you that is what makes you a responsible that is what makes you a responsible political party. You also supposed to be full of ideas. So if you criticize A, B, C as to within the political party within governance they do, what makes you even more responsible now for say, okay, well, now so we think I'm
no,
now we'll thought process is there so.
You don't give the civil society the space. You don't give the media the space. You lock them up when they. You don't give me the space.
What would they talk to Akushi Throat?
No. This now.
Those kinds of
things you never piss me throat. In fact, you can't have.
Sambola ask you question.
All right, Mr.
I was protected by radio democracy at that time.
Mr.
That's why I come out and I don't know when I go piss me throat.
Mr. Kaba.
If they forget you.
No, I be visit 20.
I'm protected here. Yana embassy.
I be visit 20. I be visit 20. I be visit 2020 go make you serious small, but you don't serious.
You think say if the president or government as a whole inherit bad mining agreement and some policy that were not favorable and in getting fixed mind how for develop the society, you think say for just continue?
Then when there not to be bad mining agreement at that time when there was what they call downturn, global economic downturn, when businesses were closing all over the world, at that time would be need for do concessional licensing for mining companies for make we able attract at least the businesses like London Mining and African Minerals at that time, because it's been very, very difficult for attract business. But we became innovative, we became creative. If you meet that situation and then situations that did not prevail anymore in your own presidency, it is time for begin review those things and don't call them bad. Under the time when we do those things, we were almost like forced to drop our guards so that we can attract. And when we attract, what happened in the ending? These are the same mining agreement we're responsible for growing the economy as the fastest growing economy in the world. So how wrong did we go? We did not go wrong. But now if you're coming under normal circumstances, you don't have global crunch down, you don't have economic turn down, you don't have Ebola, you don't have landslide. Now think it, say okay, all of these factors then, where they're responsible for make this other government putting guard down, engage the mining companies, engage the businesses, say let us review, let us now see, we are under normalcy. Let we review we serve so that we people will benefit more. But you don't go about crying the whole government for doing innovative and tricking issues for make we at least stay out of the waters.
Mr. Kaba, some of them mining agreements, then they now one way where His Excellency take up power, then be able for review reverse some and some even cancel some mining license. Them you think say that's not been the right step His Excellency the President in government take way you talk about the mining sector?
It is not even close to the right step, because what that does is take bread and butter from the people that would depend on their mining companies then they. Now proper review, engagement upon engagement, let me for be the solution.
But according to
so
the
that
Minister of Mines,
the people will keep their jobs, there will be bread and butter. But now this government, when they were in opposition, their main critique is how they go come boost the bread and butter arrangement in this country. Then talk and he almost become believable lies. This was a very little truth that was guarded by a bodyguard of lies.
according
So that
to
they
the
will come
Minister
into
of
power.
Mines, Mr. Kaba, some of them mining agreements then they not been favorable for the people of Sierra Leone. The country they lost more than waiting they're supposed to forget, and some of them agreements and they have been bad law them. And during una term in governance, una pass them at the 11th hour before Parliament they close and the country they go into elections.
How come that the same mining agreement then take me to the fastest growing economy in the world? How comes? You know, this now reality.
Some of them not to 2013.
No,
not to
okay.
2013.
So when
Some of them are
in
after
our
that,
own wisdom,
after that
in
period.
our own wisdom at that time when we signed the last mining companies, not a weaker implementer. If them come, then engage the opposition or then do a smooth transition so that they understand what is in your mind. What was in your mind when you did ABCD? So that we will give them the strategy on how to leverage on the agreement there where we make before they come in. But they don't do that. They just shock the companies, they dread the companies, they run them off from this country, and they not find any ways and means, innovative ways for bringing in new investors. Now what do they see? Now the ground don't dry, the game don't big, it don't babala till now it don't buffte, and buffte now when it don't explode. This is what is happening to this country.
Mr. Kaba, if you just say opposition no get space soon and no get need it go on here, but if you listen President Bio, he say we go into 2020 as a country at peace with falling crime rates, lower prison population and no security threats.
Chai, you make a talk, man. Let me tell you what is happening. You understand? This is deception. If you talk about how aggressive these people have been with the press, even female reporters, they beat them till they broke one, they chipped one in hip bone. Then all of these ones, they wouldn't they ask question. What is the press about? When you hear something, you get for verify. Just for verifying and asking a question from a government minister, somebody had to go to jail. And you know, as a reporter, how careful you have to be, because if you make small mistake under this government, in spite of their commitment, this is what I call lip service, in spite of their commitment for review the seditious criminal libel and seditious slander laws, but yet they are using it to the utmost of their ability for muzzle the press and then for muzzle the opposition, for lock we up all the time. And right now as we speak, Arbitrary people are in prison. I was in prison, Panemba Road, for 32 days. Now I'm going to court. You have several bunch of we are in batches. A batch of 32, a batch of 27, a batch of this, a batch of that, all going to court. And the same court justice system is so wicked with the truth that the dread people in the parliament, when they elect, I mean, this is absurdity.
As now we go for this break.
No, you make her cry like Ogaman. Chai.
Better don't come, better don't come. Now Union Trust Bank again. Union Salon Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, that's a loan for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme, ide. We branch and they all love but not alone. Bokono kenema, we dey. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we dey. Jala free town loan sa, we dey. And my 91, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank, na salona for me and you. Union Salon Banco, Union Trust Banco.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
Here is a special public notice from the Office of the Commissioner General NRA on payment of tax arrears. The National Revenue Authority has commenced the collection and recovery of all arrears of taxes from all defaulting taxpayers due up to 31st December 2019 financial year. These include corporation, trade, profit taxes, pay as you earn PAYE tax, goods and services tax, GST, payroll taxes due from foreign workers, withholding taxes, customs and excess duties, non-tax revenues, and any other payment due to the authority. The general public and all business houses are hereby advised to settle all tax and non-tax obligations with the authority immediately. Enforcement actions have begun. These include, but not limited to, sealing of business premises, auction of goods and assets, prevention from traveling in and out of Sierra Leone, prevention from clearing goods through the ports, third-party recovery, imprisonment, and court action. Be further reminded that all outstanding tax obligations are subject to interest and penalties from the due date to the date of payment, including cost of enforcement. Therefore, to avoid financial losses and disruption of business activities, you are advised to pay your taxes in any of our offices in Freetown and the provinces through any commercial bank in Sierra Leone. You have been warned by order of the Commissioner General.
19 minutes after 8 now the time from studio clock, and the program now Good Morning Salary, the country from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today, inside Friday edition of Good Morning Salon, we will look President Julius Maada Bio New Year message to the nation and waiting at some of the success and challenge them where he talks the country they face right now. And we get civil society representative, member from the Strategic Communication Unit, and self the main opposition APC party. But now we look at one power headline story them inside this BNT, the Salon Jamboree being organized in Miss Correctional Center 2019. Usai Sia Kembe be win the contest will make it be the Miss Correctional Center for 2019. Well, it don't benefit from the presidential pardon where President Bio give for the new year. We make it don't call on government and sorry at organization them for EPAM make it go school back. We report Mangi Mansari be the part of the ceremony and gonna report.
every year, the president can free people them where they serve them jail sentence them na different correctional center them na the country where then they call presidential pardon. This can happen 2 times per year where the president can free people them where they serve them jail term them na different correctional center them where na January and April. Tuesday, January 1st, the president been free over 500 inmates them na the 22 correctional center them na the country. Over them 500 inmates there. 3 pandem. Now the one that we been team up for Miss Correctional Center 2019, where the Sierra Leone Jamboree organization being organized. Usai the chief executive officer and founder for the Sierra Leone Jamboree, Mutala Kamara, begin for talk about how then starts the Miss Correctional Center.
The event is the Miss Correctional 2019, which we started. It's a partnership between Salon Jamboree and the Correctional Service. Salon Jamboree, we are very proud, to partner with them in organizing the first ever Miss Correctional beauty pageant. And she is here with her team, but they will introduce. The pageant was a success. It was all over the place.
Mutala Kamara continues saying, then be all this press conference. Usai them been take Miss Correctional Center 2019 and the other one they will been contest as na promise where them don't make say after them free them then go help them back in society.
We promise that if any of the inmates we are released, we want to provide support to them, beyond the pageant. So the pageant is just one approach. And fortunately for us, 3 of the contestants were among those that the president, pardoned. So the whole idea of to see how we can provide, further support to them, counseling support, and our beauty queen here, talk for herself. She said she wants to go back to school. We want to provide, those support, but we want individuals and institutions, to come to our aid and help us in achieving that. I want to use this opportunity also, to thank the President Julius Maada Bio, for pardoning Sia and the rest of the other female inmates.
How the Miss Correctional Center 2019 and the other contestants them been feel about the presidential pardon we then give them.
I feel happy, then I feel sad again because I remember saying, yes, I don't come on a prison and I'm happy. Other way around, I'm not happy because I don't do something I do. That's make sad. I commit manslaughter and they jail me for 5 years. I don't do 1 year, 8 months. Yesterday make me 1 year, 9 months so them pull me. That not will ever happen in my life and it not will ever see me in a prison again.
Yes, when I'm in prison, I feel happy. I'm glad do a job no good. I feel happy. I come outside. I let them promise you. I'm not going for money. And so provocation. I go to Nigeria. Me I'm from Meta Goronji. They provoke me. I go anger. I chukan. I get this kind of case here now. I don't court. I go to 12 years. I go Lonji. I do the 5 years every month. Now that I do the.
Miss Correctional Center and the other contestants them carry on say they no go na them community them because of the eye where people go look them we make them say then they afraid for go back na them community them where them been there.
Well, for now I don't go na my community because I'm afraid for la no go there because for the waiting happen for la no go there then any other thing happen I get a fearness inside me so I cannot able for go na my community yet.
You be to go school?
Yeah, I have to go school.
Which school you go?
I have to go Every Nation Academy. I stop JSS 3. Go.
I mean, they actualize now. Let's do it. So, but I know no so go. The company no go, me no go. I be then a case. I no go nobody that afraid of saying case. I no go there. Go there. I no go there. This done. The people see me. They back. They go anger and get me back. The person who commits, but you know that me don't like. If the people see me, they still want for me back. Yes, I get at the end. What get the problem? I get for the police. If I get at the end now.
Waiting go be their life na society after where them don't give them presidential pardon. This make them being called government and other Soriat organization them.
Yes, I get an intention for I go back school, I go continue my education. For now, I ask for the people to help me, for I will continue my education. Then even when I don't come on, I don't get waiting and start my life with. So I plead for the people to help me. No, I don't go think for the even I go to prison again. Where I don't come on. I mean, a change person and
I also want to company that this country. I want in ADP. We possibly something. Say if I return again back, they're gonna pay them alone.
Then people end up assure the president and saloon people and say they're not gonna commit them crime again. We go take them na jail. For Radio Democracy, Mange Mansai, the report.
We continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We still look at His Excellency the President, Julius Madabio, in New Year address to Salon people. I'll come back to you, Mr. Fatoma. The President now in address, he talk about things them way na the positive one them and going forward, they make strong commitment them for the year 2020. One of them things that way is single out now in speech, na the area of corruption and self the much talked about traveling where plenty Sierra Leonean then they say it travel, but during them traveling there, the president say it not able to convince investor them and rebrand the image of Sierra Leone at the international community. We make people like the IMF, World Bank, don't regain them confidence them back for Kamna Salon and investor them. They come to the country for explore some opportunity them. What do you make up of His Excellency this statement?
Okay, first thing first, corruption. The money we don't recover from corruption is more than the corruption where they happen at this country. You know, we not happen before and where they currently happen inside this administration. You know, and this institution, a vivid, reference about the current corruption way they happen at this country. We get a reliable and credible accusation from this very seat that the current parliament is seriously corrupt. You know, then with several other corruption allegations. When I mean credible and reliable accusations, this was done by not less a person, head of the administrative wing of parliament, the clerk, and a member of parliament. You know, they were here accusing the house and members of parliament being corrupt. So that's the credible and reliable allegations. Yeah. Let's go for the, like I said, we not recover much yet. The money we don't recover is more from the corruption will take place in this country, whether 11 years they go back or this 20 months, we not even collect half yet. So, but however, we don't make a progress. A progress in a sense, if you look into the manifesto, then promise for amend the anti-corruption law and also make it become more tougher, and then don't achieve that. And then you get into that, the international community agreed with the government of Sierra Leone, say they have made progress in the fight against corruption. You know, you see the MCC, you know, they make a jump off. So that shows that, say, but, the country development partners and, the government can able to get something for celebrate, And you see that, say, ACC wider, then partnership pool, for get more civil society than involved. But let me tell you the momentum why it don't get to a hold. The allegations, of parliament. If that particular issue, nothing comes out of it, then play and down. Trust me, the gain of the ACC is going to be a team of the past. ACC, they still look at her. Then the Auditor General report will come, a voluminous one. It don't complete. ACC call press conference for that. But a credible and reliable, accusations. These are people who work for the institutions and say, they give them people their money, then they misappropriate it. And this other one say, I know the corruption where they enter the parliament since we enter the parliament. These are living people. So, we're not able to get any outcome yet. We believe. No, let it. Process. Yeah, I so much trust that. But the sensitiveness of it, now that they bring to the nation, how sensitive it is. Because the House of Parliament, a democratic house, where for respect all the fundamental principles of democracy. Transparency and accountability is a must. It's not an option for Parliament. It's a must. So then when you look the Auditor General's report, it also they make allegations that the Vice President office, about a particular traveling, they say misappropriations, funds. Then also the service commission, the parliamentary committee, you know, also they in a picture of allegation, you know, of corruption. So yes, I mean, we dey make a progress. Then we still get individuals and institutions where they tie we back
So with
for
all
let
the
we not move.
allegation there, so with
Yeah.
all the allegation there, so and with some of the things them where the audit report make mention of, say this particular government during they tell them they do the audit not be able for account of certain money them, and His Excellency one part of the things the way he talk about strongly way take up governance now the war against corruption. How serious President Bill in government be where it come in terms of fighting corruption with all the allegation they are, so where they go around in government officially?
You see, like when I start, I be talk say President Bill might be one of the honest presidential candidate. I mean, presidential figure we don't get in this country. We are bold enough for always admit or apologize to the people of this country, you know, in open space to the people of this country. If you look at President Bill in own intention himself, in as a person, he's willing to fight corruption in this country. But you know, in not just a single man. He need other people then collectively wait for work with her. But then you not get much of them people then where they work with her. You know, that the very strategic size. Yeah,
on that statement.
Yeah, you be talk about the economy.
Yes, so they come back.
Oh,
They just
alright.
bring you in Imra. Don't listen to Fatoma. His Excellency determined for fight corruption. But some of una where they work with them under in administration, not that determined.
Well, I need to see the evidence. Fatoma will bring come forward. I mean, otherwise, I will just take him for be one of them.
I
Direct statements.
Alright, well, if you
Several
look-
examples.
But then,
If you want evidence, I can cite them for you.
Well, I give you
I
one.
can cite them.
Well, I give you one.
Okay.
Several.
The Auditor General report they say
Yeah.
this
It's a joke.
current administration not able to account for about 140 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy, yeah, because when the audit report come out during the Christmas period, and somehow the Christmas and festive atmosphere sort of sync the report and which he actually be. Now, me don't listen. I dey follow social media a lot since the report then table on a parliament, and there are two sides to it. Yeah, you get the factual and accurate accounts, right? We contain in 398 pages of the audit report, where me don't go through several times. You also get the one we filled with tweeting Kamokaba than they do now and Sylvia Blyde and the political nuance where they surround the audit report and the 148 billion without actually coming out with within the real story and the real picture and within contained in the 398 page. Now, if you go to the audit report within table in parliament, it goes way back to January of 2015. Not for any reason make them go back to January of 2015, no, number one. Second, yeah, I don't talk to professional auditors. So this not just until I just sit down they read, yeah, and try to understand. I also they contact people them because make you always tell people and say I no learn plenty book. Yeah, I no learn better book. So I like for brainstorm, talk to people them. It is clear that this audit report, that 398 page, contained 80% of funds get for the previous administration. That was why it went back to way back as January of 2015. Thirdly, nobody could tell me say that 148 billion has to do with April 2018 till the end of the period of the audit report. No, not at all. I hope you understand. Go back to the audit report. Law read them. Law come and can get a diligent and honest debate and argument on written page by page. Not for just plug 148 billion, Sylvia Blyde and Gap go put on paper and make it appear as if say it is factual. Then they're not good. It is a disservice to the people.
Silla.
Look, within the business of politics, I understand. Me and Kamokaba. But we will also make a point of duty from time to time. Law come and get honest and real debates and arguments on what the issues are, page by page. Law not just can begin to talk for
Mr.
political
Silla, the
reasons.
point is, we will come back to you shortly. Let's go for this break.
GhanaSongs.org. They're causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look him block them with them beat for him, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen, me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country
when a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade per cement, where you go get na the wall. Where you want you concrete, wall, and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na online shop and building material store na the one whole country.
They listen to our Good Morning Salon and the country live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Mr. Silla, before we go for that break, you be the say this administration, that not the bio administration, no get all thing at the Auditor General report. We totally not the administration responsible. But we point most in that. Why is it that when reports they come, we government, they praise government and they praise the administration of goodwill and waiting and undo. The government, the now in power, they gladly accept her and they take her and they shout at her. But when it's report, we get issue around negative points them, then they shield away from her.
Come, let tell you something. You know, the audit report don't come up. Yeah, I go be happy. And this another work na and I'm not getting right to suggest anything to una. But yeah, I get a copy of the report. Una bring me, Kamo Kaba, and somebody from civil society. It can be Fatoma, it can be Injai. There's a gentleman called Injai. I get huge respect for and regard for him because he's very thorough in the things the way they talk. Yeah, let we come and can sit down and go page by page and look at the report. Then let Kamo Kaba contact Sylvia Blyden. Let Sylvia tell him. INSAI, that 148 billion, right, is just from April of 2018 to date. Now, let me tell you something. If you look at the audit report, and professional auditors will tell you that a proper and thorough audit of government of government systems and structures does not happen in 1 year. Yeah, Audit Service Commission gets a responsibility for help for bring structural changes and recommendations and all that. The reason we to make audit report become so topical back now because from 2007 up until 2018, for every audit report, look at Mokaba now, every single recommendation will be come out of the audit report. Them guys enjoy the ignore. Now that make one guy they get host value and the value about $6 million, and this man they talk about creating a free business atmosphere in this country. One guy who served in 2012 until 2018, they get property value at $6 million estates in this country. You must be a joker for in 5 beginning suggested that was a free business and friendly atmosphere dandy. So. I mean, those are the things. None of the recommendations they didn't follow through on. For the very first time, we don't begin to see synergy. And you talk something about corruption one time too. Yeah? There's an audit report will come up. You see the Ministry of Finance, foreign on behalf of government, issue a statement. Say then the watch out, right? Particularly in the areas we get for do with structural changes and reforms. Yeah? With regards to systems, processes, and practices, right? Now, ministries, departments, and agencies.
How soon they will come out with a statement?
Those the ministry?
Then they watch about how soon they will come out and say something about.
I mean,
except watch one and the seriousness way then they put for watch not too.
Well, interestingly enough, you know, any way they talk about structural reforms, right? In terms of, I mean, procedures, practices, yeah, and patterns. Not just something where you just like wave the magic wand and then it happen. You get for look at them. Some of them things then they're endemic, right? Throughout the civil service, right? It's a culture. So how do you change it? Second, you also get the ACC where they issue out a statement. For the very first time in the history of this country, we don't begin to see real synergy effort between the Public Accounts Committee and Parliament, the Anti-Corruption Commission, Trade, whether one the other in the Kamokaba, where this report come on, where they don't if the money plenty, Nigeria say no, na Parliament, Public Accounts Committee. ACC never had the authority set for talk. For the very first time we see ACC on your own, they say we don't actually begin to look into the report. That shows how serious we take the fight against corruption and how we want for change things in this country.
To his studio. The point is now Salon would they make the strive for collect one of the we get robust system where they collect with taxes, where we tax revenue high. And if you look at the currency right now, during the 2018 when the SLPP party take governance, I've been $720,000 for dollar. Now we talk about 1 million.
So law also acknowledge, say, right, it progress. There's a progression in terms of the upward movement, yeah, on the exchange rate. but several factors responsible for that. So one of the things them, and this is something we don't.
What do you mean the progress?
I mean progress in terms of it go up. Yeah, from that time you talk about in terms of the exchange rate. Not so. I mean even from 2007, if you go back, there is a progression.
Yeah, but in
so you follow over pattern. 20 months. Now, one of the things then we naturally they affect inflation and exchange rates. Yeah. Now the economists then will tell you say it get to do with how much your country really they export. When Kamokaba then grab then go light pan lamp na parliament 11:45 go past them bad mining agreement them whilst he was still the sheriff in town at Kono, he tell people and say na sheriff na tongue. Then go past them mining agreement
Michael,
under pan lamp 11:45. Yeah, no, but this is very serious. Let finish. When you go past mining agreements at 11:45 na net and they give people a 99-year lease, it was at the expense of the people of this country. Now, one of the things that I want let APC do and Kamoka back and start down dinner, yeah, we have been very honest. President Bill don't be very honest for acknowledge challenges then at this country, yeah, where we deal with and we will continue for deal with. Why Kamoka back they not go do the honest thing and can now for the very first time and set record? Una acknowledge say una fail we, una thief, yeah, una acknowledge some of them things and then we can come and get real and honest argument as to which are the issues then
we
going
come
forward.
back now in the studio. Now it's time for we relax and take this music.
Now we been say, let thy kingdom come. Now we been say, let thy will be done. Oh, Papa, if thing don't begin time so sooner or later we go drop the beat.
Emerson.
Me now 1 times 10. I ain't win on the Ben. Yeah, I'm protected just like Daniel in a lion's den. Anytime we feel say we don't see the savior, must get people around. We go show we them color. This time we say sweet salon for water. We dey see people around and now they no more bread the butter. Sometimes we go bend full tomorrow, but no one knows tomorrow. I don't know for you, me yesterday better past today. Who knows if na bogus, them mean they make na focus. Say the first things first, now we belly. Business then they close, tax they go high, teacher salary not the same. In fact, money not the flow. Do ya una check for that tick behind the door? Cause the way the thing they go, not tell we not so. You been tell we say you able to burden, but all of a sudden you know the show style we they go. Now we retire with yesterday wahala, but Italic say na from tattoo to hours. Pape na feel good yes, now don't rub so, no see me body so. That's so cool water, let me not take lily money anymore. For go buy toy, call a spade, the clock get big question. Italic say them are them kind of powerful, beshi, then they eat to know they eat. Soon the table go turn. Anyone we kind of powerful, beshi.
That na song title yesterday better past today where Emma Simboka we do for we na the program Good Morning Salon. We still continue for look at President Bio in your message where he get to salon people we come now to you Kamokaba from the All People's Congress APC party. The president talk about some of the programs them where he launched inside 2019 as way for develop the country, and some pandem program then they go start for implement them inside the year 2020. One pandem na the medium term national development plan where it go start for work inside this 2020, and according to some of them program they also go bring a turnaround. You believe in some of them projects there where the president talk about inside his speech?
Medium term plan, all of these are abstract. We are yet to see one tangible program. Besides all the ones that we don't start financing already acquired, going on, and the president is claiming them. Yes, he's the president. But let me see one new program where they don't put money on, where they create through their own ways and means, and then they put it on. for talk about the theoretical aspect of mid-term, long-term, and short-term. All of these are is more or less abstract. Now, if you come to Michael in statement we say earlier, we say investigation takes time and process. You know what? That is so profound. The only thing is, I know it is not true for APC. APC investigation, they take process, they take process and time. As soon as the APC suspect is apprehended, they're gonna Panemba Road, 2 billion houses for blah blah detention. But now we have cases where accusations they don't happen in government, SLPP government officials. The investigation now it take time and process. So we understand now that the entire justice system is lopsided. Law enforcement is lopsided.
Why would they ask you? Don't let out. How that you
we need to come to that. So when you talk about
how that you depend,
exactly, you know what you talk. You then they ask you about SLPP government, you go to APC government. And this is not about APC anymore.
Acknowledge
it is about if we not acknowledge government.
The envy president be for being honest.
Now coming back to
as against which one have been to do on a record. The envy president be for being honest.
All we ask for is for you to govern us.
Well, una acknowledge say una record the country. That's the honest thing for do. Una acknowledge. Una acknowledge.
So we get a freedom now.
Mr. Kaba, you mind for just go and answer the question when they ask?
Yeah, they are not believing them. There is nothing happening. Nothing has happened. I've been stated clearly that we are taking high taxes, revenue is increasing, we can barely pay the wage bill. Not the less to talk about new development. Look at what happened in the MCC. When we left the MCC at a point wherein all we fell short of from passing, and as a matter of fact, we did not take corruption, control of corruption to about 84 points. Then increase that. Yes. Okay, don't fight with me, my friend.
No, reference.
APC not pass
84?
No, we not pass that. We not pass that. Now I think we fell short. We fell short of passing corruption for let we gain the compact.
With not percentage.
Hold on, my friend. For let we get the compact. Okay.
So
and we attracted threshold of 44 million when they expire, I think this year. 44 million. Now this government they don't hype up how they have passed the control of corruption. But you know, let me tell you what. They fail miserable other important indices them where suppose for make we get the compact where we be non pass. For example, child health care, regulatory quality, control of the finance, economic management. All of that they feel so miserable. So in other words, they take us so backwards, and the corruption they talk about now highly polluted propaganda on corruption that is sweet in the eyes of in the ears of the international opinion leaders. So because they are not on the ground, they went ahead and feel that there is a big fight here on corruption. When now corruption, and I don't see them all. Now grand corruption and they go on right now. Now this country.
I go justify that.
I justify that. But we are talking about 140 billion unaccounted for in 9 months.
You know the audit report? 9 months?
Yeah, but let me talk about the 140
Why you want forget? Why you want forget this? Which page? Reference Sam.
That particular
which
one
page?
Say 140
which
billion
page?
Unaccounted for.
Which page?
From in 2018.
Audit report.
My friend, you are not the
in where? 2014.
Let me go against this man.
When I say 2014,
I said 2018.
Which
2018.
Which page of the audit report?
2018.
Page reference.
Imran, please go and
protect me.
We'll come back to you.
Now clarifications as they explain.
You understand? He has a very, very difficult job to defend the indefensible. So these people, they don't hide this corruption. Now if they say they don't control of corruption, if you don't pass her and you be maintain all of the things then, USA will be in the threshold will be don't meet. So which means we've been supposed to get compact. Now where is the money? Where is the 500 to 600 million where this country is supposed to benefit from if they don't pass control of corruption? So they take us so backwards that it is pathetic. They don't attract $0.
Another area.
$0. We don't get nothing. Bob.
Another area where His Excellency lay emphasis on now the rebranding through an overseas trip them. We don't go do for a brand salon, market them to other people them. And now according to investor they don't come salon, try for can explore on investment opportunity them where all this they help for stable the economy.
20 months later we are still talking. Talk is cheap. Let me see the action.
You not see investor in a
No, we not see them. Because you know what? Now go then they go. The one they will be get, they don't fold. And they are still folding. So the new one they wait for camp, they don't go scare them with corruption talk, with bad country. You know, they are shocking everybody around them. They don't make the people not afraid. You know, on one hand, then they stress the opposition and the media environment and the CSOs and NGOs. On the other hand, then they threaten to the rest of the world that this is not a safe country in terms of
Mr.
corruption,
Kaba,
in terms of this, in terms
Indian
of that.
people that will come in the State House.
Indian people, what do they don't do now? Tell me about. The ground still dry. Oh. The game don't big. Oh. The game don't babala. It don't bofte. Now explosion. You know,
I don't name for you certain.
You know,
the investor,
but this is the tacit description of the people of the reality on the ground. So let this president face reality.
But the
let
point
face
is,
reality
the point where President Bio they say that when they travel, people they trivialize them, like they make fun of them.
No.
But they go rebrand the country image
because
outside.
The people know that all this traveling don't achieve so far now a burden on the government coffers. Because they don't see, if they see the return, if they see the investment environment the increase, if they see the jobs them, if they see bread and butter on a table, if they see the price of rice the stabilize, or even if they go up, people can afford it, if they see everything they work out fine and rosy, then they not go say the party travel. But if they say the party travel and the partner they bring Natty home, imagine that they go work every day at the command at 6 o'clock, and they can 7 o'clock.
All not be rosy now.
No, we don't say everything be rosy. You understand? We are not expecting miracles. Just like Fatoma being correctly said, we are not expecting miracles. But at least in 20 months, let us see some signs. Let us see some light in the tunnel or at the end of the tunnel. But right now we are seeing nothing. And the president keep admitting that the ground is dry. And then the first lady say the ground dry for himself. That is really, really mockery of the people.
It's continue for the program.
The ground cannot be dry for the first lady or the president. It doesn't matter what happens.
Another area again, now the president's speech, now the fund them where in government are able for recover from people them way in belief say be engaged in corruption during the past regime and other one them, and some of them funds there, so His Excellency say then go invest in them, then go use them as seed money for do a diagnostic center for Sierra Leone and them as way for improve on the health sector.
Now welcoming news to the people of this country. If only the very seed money not end up for be corrupted again, it will be a very good thing. But like I be say earlier on, say the corruption, the money where we don't recover from corruption is so small than the actual corruptions that will take place, either from 11 years or either within this 20 months. You know, I continue to emphasize. But in initiative, in order for we take the proceeds, you know, the corrupt proceeds, you know, investor into a national something, I think it's very good, because the people of this country deserve much better than now, you know, from the two political parties that we don't rule this country. When you look at, you don't see any seriousness in political parties in this country towards the people of this country. Why I say so? You know, now you get, you know, a government where they admit, you know, of challenges and hard times, hard situation, but you get the ministries and agencies within the government, they continue for put more poor burden, you know, for let people then continue for remain poor more than waiting the government they say or waiting the president they say. But then we not get the opposition, you know, where they really call a press conference, you know, and engage the people of this country about the situation and tell them after this, you know, we get a hope for una, and this time we hope. So we continue for remain within jokers we take for granted in this country. Look at the state of justice, you know, like Karma been they say, you know, justice not in this country. I mean, it will be shameful for politicians for Kansidona just 11 years ago, you know, for letting, you know, just 20 months down they go, after 20 months they go, justice not in this country. Since we gain independence, we continue for struggle for gain access to justice and so many other basic, you know, things where they support we right as a citizens. You know, now as I talk, the entire Kailan district, again one great magistrate, and just look the population na Kailaun district with one magistrate. And then if any politician tell me inside this government or the previous administration say they create the avenue for access to justice, now an insult to people like that when they live na them part then they, not long time ago, last year I've been back na this studio when I talk say we go over 24 by them, but after that engagement for me, they be able to add on the judges there. We be get 24. High court judges by then. We they talk about 7.8 million people. So when you look at really the seriousness, look the commission of inquiry. One other good hope where the president for don't give it, in when they fight against corruption. But then even the setting up of that instrument, now did the mistake come. They peg an inquiry for a government with different ministries and different agencies for 11 good years, not 11 days, 11 months, 11 good years. Then you come with 6 months. If we not open the bracket, say within 12 months. So within 12 months, if you not complete, you want to look for an extension. The appetite not they die. But look at the way the commission of inquiry they go, how the appetite even lost. From citizens. So we're not able to know the status where we are. Look at, they themselves face a lot of challenges. Like you look at the Ministry of Justice, what are they doing, with regards to that? Okay. And other issues.
Let bring you in, Imran, on the area of the corruption money them, where His Excellency is saying government able for recover and go use them as seed money for get a diagnostic center for improve on the healthcare system. Yeah. According to Mr. Fatoma, corruption again are one of the fear them during this process.
Oh, well, they can say it's in the fear of having an accident, not to stop the driver from driving, not so. I mean, corruption is real in every society. Yeah? The fact of the matter is, in this particular instance, that we don't save X amount of money from corrupt officials. Yeah, that money there, where His Excellency the President say, law ring fence them. And His Excellency the President will make another commitment now, say this 2020, then we'll start work on a diagnostic center, not so, I mean, state of the arts for the very first time in the history of this country. Yes, we know say potentials then they, but then also governments aware say this na corrupt money would use as seed money and other money could get for coming to the project, and so in terms of procurement, contract awards and all that, and they get for be open and transparent, because we want for do better. It's the same when you come to the audit report. Now make the Ministry of Finance issue out a statement say, look, with the follow through on the recommendations there, we are going to look at them because it's about structural reforms. It's about how to make processes them more open, fair, and transparent. Yeah, NPPA procurement agencies get a part for play because some of the recommendations then get for do procurement. So, I mean, to your point again, yes, possibilities they're always there, but then there are also things that we then call safeguards, and I think say, not only with the diagnostic center, but everything else we surround government, where government get involved in, with the make sure say then safeguards, then we look at them, right? Make sure so follow due process, make sure so follow procedures, and make sure say at the end of the day, we do with minimal or little or no amount of any sniff of that way then call corruption. Second, can I just say something more broadly? I appreciate Fatoma. But sometimes again, when you sit down again at studio and they want to do justice to people them and get real and serious discussions about things that will concern the lives of people, and then you remember the days of Tumboyeke, you wonder within certain people they really and truly, the help in terms of contribution, right, to national development. Well, the days of Tumboyeke, you remember when they say in the pick phone, I don't know if Tumboyeke speaking twice. I don't know if you read the drift, get the drift. La not say more than that, they are big. But I just feel, I just feel say, I just feel say,
you might explain a little bit for people for let them understand what you talk.
Family also don't understand me say something and there I can get me where I can talk things, but the point what I want to say is governance is a serious business, and it's very serious. If we come na public TV and radio for come and can get discussions on governance issues, let's do a service to the people of this country, and let's come and get honest, decent, right, interactive, engaging arguments and discussions around issues then. What are the alternatives? What are the issues? Whether you disagree or not agree, we don't necessarily need to agree on every single thing. We just need to let people understand them very well. But for come and can begin to talk things then way not even beneficial, not even to yourself, then I think it's problematic.
You mentioned Mr. Fatoma.
Not to you, Fatoma. I gave you an exception, sir.
That's the exception.
Pay attention.
Would they wrap up the program now, Mr. Kaba? Would they wrap up the program? Going forward,
I always find you very educated,
Imran states
Fatoma.
clearly
Yeah,
now
very.
that then government needs support from una as opposition for work together and try for discuss issues them we go develop the country.
Maybe Imran will not know because that is high level governance engagement with the president. We don't go meet the president. From the onset, we say ABC, they happen, not good for our country. Let we engage. We engage, we go around the country, we write a report. When the report go, it was too damning for the government for stomach. Then sack the ONS boss, we've been there in charge of that report day. Then we come out the back, we still re-engage the president. And now the vice president follow the engage. We don't hold one meeting. From the time we hold that one meeting, 30 days we know all other meetings there. We don't spell out how we will continue the engagement going forward. We are very, very willing because this country, we have to make sure that this government succeed in the next 5 years.
Even the call so sheriff, if you know in this country no more.
You understand? Keep quiet.
Now question I ask you. What even the call sheriff in this country?
You understand?
If you know no more.
I say you keep quiet, man. If you cannot keep quiet, just get up and go. You understand?
Mr. Kabau,
so we are willing to engage, but this government, they don't give me no space. Instead, they shock me with brutality, with violence, with imprisonment, with arrest, with intimidation, you name it.
Mr. Kabau, I go rate President Bio's administration from 1 to 10.
From 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you understand the number line, there is 0 no so. Yeah. On the left of the number line, now negative numbers. Yeah. So we will now think that this president needs to come to 0 first before begin count forward. So he is negative something, maybe -3.
Thank you, Kamo Kaba.
So all within the scene are red.
Main opposition, APC party.
Is there anything beyond that point?
The Strategic Communications Unit, Ministry of Information and Communication, and Abdul Fatoma, the Chief Executive for Chadi. Now they end the program. Good morning, Salon, for today on edition. Many thanks to Alex Lawrence Koma and Mange Mansari produced the program. DJ Lavan and give technical support. Moses Kavura and in team, now they make Ona Sewi Live now Facebook page. Mina Khadija Bangwa, they say have a blessed weekend.
Mina Michael Sambula, they say goodbye.